Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Arena Brawl video, where this time we'll be looking at Foretold Disturbance. So, this essentially started out with me looking at Denick and going, right, I like white-blue. It's my favourite colour combination. I like the idea of Disturbed. Let's see if we can make it work. And from there it was a matter of, probably not with these Disturbed creatures. They're just too much of a low power level for constructed, even in Brawl where it's singleton. Yeah, sure, it could work, but it's probably not going to be that great. We're going to have to go more into the Spirit Tribal aspect of it. I mean, we've got some good stuff there. We've got our Spectral Adversary. We've got a Lord with Patrician Geist. Lets us cast things cheaper from Graveyard. Great. Other spirits get +1/+1. We'll make this work. Let's have a look through spirits and... Oh, hello there, Vega. You are indeed a spirit. And... you do get me to draw cards when I cast things from other places other than hand. So, you're designed around Foretell. We can throw in some Foretell cards, get some value there. And yeah, getting cast from Graveyard, also funnily enough, not the hand. So, Vega then got promoted to the Commander, and we now have this janky mishmash of Foretell, Disturb, and Flashback. Yeah, with essentially spirits being the glue to hold it all together. Now, as you can see, we're generally on the cheap side. There's not too many top-end spirits. There's a 6-mana one, the Spirit Carriage, which lets me get a card with Disturb or Flashback into Graveyard, which can have its uses, but I figured in most cases we'd rather keep to this low curve on the ground bit, with Shepherd of the Cosmos realistically being a 4-drop most of the time, since it will be Foretold, and also getting back most of my stuff. So, yeah. Essentially the hope for this is we get down some early cheap creatures. We have our Lunarch Veteran, our Stonebinder's Familiar, Ascendant Spirit, and just start beating away, get our board wide with our creatures, and then if they start trading, we're then able to bring back the Disturbed ones, and hopefully just keep applying pressure early on, since none of our creatures are particularly powerful. I think our most impressive stat block is a 3/4 for 5 with flying, and that is the Covetous Castaway, Ghostly Castigator. So, not exactly the most impressive. There's a couple of cards here that are just glue to try and hold things together, that don't fit into the theme quite as much. The Elite Spellbinder, Grazilax, Wizard class. Wizard class being, we're drawing a lot of cards. Discarding to hand size isn't an issue when we've got all of the Disturbed things, but it's mainly the 5-mana level 3. Draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control, just as a way to actually push through some heavier damage should we get to that stage with our generally weak creatures. Elite Spellbinder was originally Liesa. Liesa, of course, giving everything in my graveyard flashback, but also making things that can't be countered. Not the biggest problem. I've only got the Sword Coming and the Drari Disruption. However, I figured, well, essentially, there's a few games where it's in the deck that I've played, and I felt like it was underperforming. Every time I saw it with a scry, I scryed it away. Every time it was in my hand, it was a matter of, no, there's not a real time to play it. And I think in that regard, Elite Spellbinder plays better into the tempo of the deck. It's an aggressive 3/1 flyer that also lets us look at our opponent's hand, see what's up, and lock something down for a little bit of time. Buy us time to get our board wide enough to hopefully be able to beat down the opponent effectively. And then Grazilax. It's another way for us to draw cards. It lets us swing in with our wide board and bounce things that we don't want to die. It makes it easier to cast 2 spells for Clarion Spirit, and it also lets us get back Disturbed creatures that have been transformed, since, yeah, once they're on one side, if they would go to the graveyard from anywhere, they get exiled. We can effectively then return them to hand and replay them on their front face safely. So that's the deck in principle. It's definitely could be improved. Definitely a lot of better ways to do it. I would 100% call it jank. There is one card which I'm sure people have noticed is missing and is essentially just a matter of me not having it. Alrund's Epiphany. And I could feasibly craft it, and I probably should craft it and make the deck infinitely better, since it's an extra turn effect with a board that's potentially going wide that will draw me extra cards from playing it and also gives me bursts for that extra bit of flying. It would just straight up be better, and this deck would be better for it than without it. Probably cutting one of the weaker, so maybe probably not Patrician Geist, that's a good one. Ominous Roost has actually been relatively underwhelming, but it would probably be Nebelgast Intruder. That would get cut, since that's not coming back from Graveyard, not playing into the theme too well. It's a alright combat trick, but nothing spectacular. But yeah, Alrund's Epiphany would make it so much better. I just didn't feel like using the wild card right now, and that's pretty much the only reason it's not in here. So, with that in mind, let's get into some games and see how it goes. Alright, so this is my first time up against Vadrik, and we've interestingly got Denik here. I think I can keep this. I'm fine with this for now. Oh, let's start with the island into the Ascendant Spirit. Alright, so I could level up the Spirit Punch for 2. That's not... Okay, I'll attack first. I didn't. We'll just... yeah, I think we drop Denik. Have a little bit of extra power on the board next turn. Okay, that's all sorcery, so... we'll hold. Nothing? Okay. There's no land, which means I should be able to get it to level 3 next time. Patrick's out. It's now day, which means it will flip tonight if I do that. So let's instead... I could Ravenform Vadrik. We'll start by attacking. I don't want to make it night immediately. I'll Skyclave Apparition actually. This way it gets more power on the board, means that they don't get a token back if they return that to hand, so it all seems pretty decent. Yeah, they're now looking at removal, so they can return both of those to hand. That's fine. So, punch in for another 2. I think I'll take this turn to foretell this. Probably should have foretold the saw it coming, honestly. And then Denik. Yeah, we drop Denik. And this way we've got a cast next turn. Letter of Acceptance, just mana ramp. else do we do? Unattach 3 damage to a target, return it to his owner's hand, +3/+0 as long as equipped creature is legendary. You can drop that, we can't equip. That can get rid of it. Alright, let's go to combat. So I'm going to go another 4. And I guess we drop Vega and we drop the Ascendant Spirit. I presumably play something out, and then I guess Malevolent Hermit would be a good option for counterplays. I don't mind losing Vega all that much. Yeah, that's fine. More acceleration. Is it just an equip? No, it's got to be paid and tapped to unequip, so... Still have 3 mana, they could still remove something. Ooh, Ominous Roost. It's got to be cast from graveyard, specifically. So... Alright, let's go to combat. I presume they're intending on doing something to Ascendant Spirit. I shall pass. I'll just drop the Malevolent Hermit. And I can do that at instant speed, so now if I have to counter something, I can counter with the Hermit. If not, end of their turn, ascend the Ascendant. Yeah, this looks pretty promising. Alright. Okay. So I'll just send this again. Go to combat. Swing for lethal. Okay. Alright, that all seemed to work out. Alright, is this misses protection from werewolves? I think it is. Yeah. So humans can tap for mana, and then you can put loads of counters on things. So that's going to be good there. This is a reasonable enough hand. I'll keep it. So. Could drop the Covetous Castaway early. However, I think I want to spend that turn for telling a card. Although that being said, it then does provide a blocker, but yeah, that's for mana stuff. So I think I foretell this. Glad I foretold that. If I were them, I'd probably either hit Starnheim, since that stops me from using its X cost, or Sword Coming. And yeah, Starnheim makes more sense in that regard, since now I can only make a 4/4 Angel with it. So, they now have a Spinal Binder. Yeah, it's gonna get out of hand pretty quickly. So, drop that. I mean, this can block a creature with flying. That's a fair thing to block into the Spellbinder. So I'll happily play out that. Then we Snow-Covered Island, Vega, and Iron Verdict, Katilda. Although Katilda can then immediately be replayed, so maybe I wait so I can saw it coming when it comes back, but the value is there. Because they can now level this up, and Spellbinder can get a safe attack. Tapping the Spellbinder, getting more creatures on the board. Yep, okay. Okay, so do this just so that they have to spend their turn. Well, they spend their mana tapping it down. So if they want to do something like level up Ranger class, then they then are tapping down all their creatures. Now we'll keep that there. Got a Skyclave Apparition now, so I've got another piece of removal for it. That's fine. Not currently got anything to do there, but then they can attack safely through on the ground. This one is, what's warning this? When it dies, put its counters on target creature you control. So I could Skyclave that. Yeah, Skyclave that so it's exiled. Liesa coming along is useful. Not 100%. Let's see. So, Foretell something and play out that. I can play out this and the Skyclave. They've got 2 cards left in hand. That can, however, then start pumping, so it's such a difficult decision. I think I've got bounce spells for Star Pupil, that will be fine. If we hit Katilda, I can also hit Ranger class, which would have put a stop to some things. But we drop our Covetous Castaway. Because now they can't replay their commander this turn. Oh no. Yeah, they keep putting it on there. Well, this isn't getting anything back, so enters, puts a counter on. That's just a wolf. That's a human, so it's slightly more relevant. And I'm then taking 4. If I stop that this time, don't get any value. I'll hold off for now. Nothing since the commander went back. I got a Devoted Graphkeeper, which is pretty decent. Can cast that from graveyard, which gets me another flyer. And this is itself also a flyer. So play out that. Oh. Okay, so let's see here. Currently I can block and kill the Elite Spellbinder if it attacks. I can also kill Sigarda if it attacks. Dropping out the Hermit gives me a ground blocker. These all can only block creatures with flying. I need to block the Star Pupil. I need to drop the Malevolent Hermit. If they got another fight spell in hand, then yeah. That's going to be game. I'm pretty sure I have lethal here, because I can only block one of that damage. It's technically not lethal, but I can't come back from this, so we'll gracefully concede. Alright, so an early Florian. I'm actually going to keep this. I have my Stonebinder into a Foretold card, and then I can probably... well, depending on how things go. So that's a 3-3 with first strike, so unfortunately that only reduces by 2, and toughness of 1 and all that. Okay, I take the 1, deals 1 damage to the blocker. So, not this time. I am, I think, now hoping for... okay, I'll attack this time. There's nothing I can do this time. It is to the creature blocking it, right? So if you have another cheap creature down here... ah! Royal Eruption coming in, ruining my day. I can Shepherd of the Cosmos it back again, which is a good thing. I think I'm fine with them drawing the 1 extra card then this time. And hoping that they don't have the extra removal here. Try and get the value from the Shepherd of the Cosmos coming down the turn after. They didn't play Florian first, which means I don't think they get the value of it. So, yeah, they're playing out some other stuff. Alright, that's a good way to confirm damage through, so... alright. Yeah, we attack first. Get our Stonebinder's Familiar back. And now I have something I can foretell and a card I can use. So I'm quite happy with this state of affairs. Whenever you cast a spell, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw a card for each of that spell's colours. When it dies, deal X damage to any target, where X is the number of colours among opponents you control. So 2 damage, max. Still level up on this. You get cards and the rest go to graveyard. So, alright, that's useful. So, I think I start with this. Just try and draw a land. Because I now have something I can discard. And that's another thing I can discard. Draw a card and discard a card. So I think... get rid of that. Get rid of that. And yeah, we'll tell this so that we get our +1 counter on our familiar. Fortunately no land, but oh well. The plus side is, yeah, it's whenever you cast an instant you untap it, so yeah, so I can Faithful Mending, which will get the counter on the familiar, and then I can Raven Form. And I'll probably Raven Form the Moonveil Regent, since that then it doesn't die. Alright, they want to push some damage through here. Oh, no attacks? Okay. Mountain. Alright, so does this change things? Playing this out, Faithless Mending, yep. Wait, playing this out, Faithful... Yeah. So, no, we've got a Faithful Mending first. If we draw a land, then we can do this. So... what to pay... That is unfortunate. This one, if you cast a spell from a graveyard, I want to keep that. So we discard you and you, I guess. Again, just... Right, additional counter. Raven form there. Oh, that's a land. Gonna play it as a land, as much as that hurts. Yeah, that makes sense, since now they can attack in with the bird as well for an extra point of damage, or an extra card with Florian. Okay. Javelineer hits for 1, then 1. Okay. If this is a shock, so be it. Oh, I could have discarded that instead of probably that one, because I'd rather have that on the field than the front side. So, yeah. Alright, Magic Missile. Pretty fair play. Okay, that's a 3-4, so I think that's going to be the next thing coming out. Return things into my deck, probably the Raven form, the Stonebinder's Familiar, and maybe the Graph Keeper. It loses life equal to the life lost this turn. Okay. And a land. That is great. So, land. Arcane Signet. What else do I have? So that's draw and discard. That's got the minus effect. So... because yeah, if I play out this again, I've not got a clean blocker. So I do think I bite the bullet on that. Just play out this. And we shuffle in the Raven form, the Familiar, and the Graph Keeper. So they've got so many ways of doing just small amounts of damage that I think the 3-1 will die, especially once they've still got the bird. Rather have a chance of drawing it again. Yeah. Punch in for 3. Because if they attack with just Florian... oh, sorry, if they don't attack in with Florian, then I can block the bird, and if they attack in with Florian, I can kill Florian before combat. So, they could have tricks still, since they've got a healthy hand from the spells they've been able to play from exile. But I'm feeling alright about this so far. Oof. Now that is a pain.
The world tree will be kindled for cold mine.
Oof. Okay. That's... yep, and now they're keeping that open to protect their Tybalt. That hurts. Memory Deluge for an answer. Want to... 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we'll Memory Deluge. Okay, so could Sajiri Shelter, Pro Blue, guarantees it dies. Feels like a lot of effort to... I think it's still worth taking. Leah, I've not got anything in graveyard yet that matters. I think Leah's probably going to get cut at some point. Ascendant Spirit can set up some shenanigans. Play that with that. I then have 2 snowman. I can make it a 2-3. Can't block. Yeah, these aren't big enough to block safely. So I think we attack like so. And the bird bites it. And then if we drop the wizard class, we have 3 mana. And I can enable Ghast. It's 2-1, that's a 1-1. I think we play out this. Because now I have Nebelgast Intruder, I can flash in. Okay, they only got a land off of me. That's fine.
Pain.
Okay, so then we Nebelgast Intruder. Not to actually kill it, just to reduce the damage, so they get less card selection. Yep, they still got removal there. They can kill the Shepherd of the Cosmos, so maybe holding up the Guardian of Faith would have been better. Orcus also can do it. Okay, that's a big problem. Because yeah, they then still Moonrager Slash. Cleared my board. And I'm now massively on the back foot. Yeah, I should have probably just held up the Guardian of Faith. Yeah, and I can exile a thing. So I think, actually, I think this is unfortunately not my day. Alright, so we've got Liesa again, which is a massive pain for our stuff. However, we've got a Skyclave Apparition this time, so we can answer Liesa. Assuming it comes. Does that... What? Why did that not... So when it enters the battlefield, that... Mana 4 or less. Assuming it comes out on curve, and we will start off with a Denic, I believe. So we get our Denic. Okay, they got a Signet, that's alright, I guess. So, okay, Denic into Spellbinder. Let's see what they do here. Because they could have removal, since my stuff dying whilst Liesa's on exiles it, so it's fair for them to run a fair bit of it. Okay, they're going to Spellbinder me. Will they exile my Spellbinder? They will exile my Spellbinder. Alright, so... let's see if they want to do this trade. I doubt it. Sacrifice a creature, draw a card, then transform it. So, yeah, no, we don't want to bite. We'll drop our morning patrol. Get ourselves some vigilance down. Presumably they then are going to hold back Liesa, also got the Skyclave Apparition. I hope that's the case at least. If they play straight into it, then I'll exile it straight away. Ooh, are they using the land? They might very well be. Okay, so I'm going to foretell this. Attack with both. They can safely block one with the Combat Professor. However, if they want to kill any of my stuff, they will take damage. Alright, and then with Clarion Spirit, since next turn I can Vega and Behold the Multiverse. If they don't play out Liesa. Aura is a bit of a problem. Are these all these are all clerics. It's good to know. Okay, Sajiri's Shelter is also useful. This will give me my counter, my token. Nice, Spectral Adversary, pretty good. Guardian Faith, Raven Form, these are things I'd like to see. I will in fact just draw both of them, I think. No wait, they've got the aura now, so no attacks there. This is just +1/+1 on Vigilance, so their Spellbinder can't safely attack. Aura can, but I will double block. Oh yep, that is also an option. Really? Interesting. Alright, I'll take that block. They want to sacrifice it to the Ecstatic Awakener. Makes sense. Alright, Ascendant Spirit is a pretty good option here. Good Spellbinder to see their hand now. 3/1 would block and kill the Combat Professor. Ah, I know why they want them in there, because Aura will be able to do stuff. So I think if we foretell this, I then have Guardian of Faith up, Sidiri's Shelter up. And we'll hold the line for now. So I think I can block and then Guardian of Faith to flicker shenanigan stuff. They seriously not drawn a land all this time. That's incredibly unfortunate of them. But yeah, this Raven form's going straight for Aura. Alright. Okay, if I double block and then Sajiri's Shelter, gets rid of the Combat Professor. I've got other protection options, so I think I'll do that. This is white, yeah. Alright. That's fine. Pro white. Combat trick that's not coming at my face later. And goodbye aura. There's another combat trick I've now got on hand. So I think this is the safe play. I should have. I can't activate the second ability anyway for now, so. Alright. No attacks. In turn. What a lovely stalemate we've achieved. But they're doing it because they're missing lands. Okay, there's the Liesa. It's a lot of life gain. Yeah, they can now aggressively attack. So what do I want to do here? So I want Liesa gone. I block one of them with the spirit. Okay. I think I just block like so. Just chump it away. And then ascend the spirit. There's another land, which is great. Now Skyclave. Ah, I can't Skyclave Liesa, of course. So we exile the Valkyrie instead. And then I've got the Nebelgast Intruder for my combat trick against it next time, or I can ascend the spirit again. It's a 5/5. Only got the one flyer to block it, so I can't kill Liesa. So I think instead it would be blocking Guardian of Faith. And it's that's not good. It's not got the means of sacking, but that's not a cleric. That gives it vigilance. That's a massive problem. That's a 2/1, so that's not enough power. That's a lifelink. Yeah, once again, forgetting Skyclave Apparition is CMC 4 or less. So that was wrong. That should have hit the other thing, and then I'd have had the Raven form up. They're tapped out. Ascend this. Okay, that's a question. If we block this, that's a 4 mana. Okay. I think that's fine. I think I'm fine with that, because I can now start ascending the Ascendant Spirit to be bigger than that. Tabarax does, however, keep getting bigger. There's a Doomscar. That is... Can I set up? Okay, so it's 3 mana, and then I need... So, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I can Guardian of Faith and Doomscar next turn. But Doomscar needs to have Liesa gone, so... Okay. I think this is fine. Yeah, that returns something from graveyard. Oh no, not kicked. Wait. I've got... Yeah. I've got Denick. Can't be targeted with spell or abilities. Okay, so... we ascend this again. Then we block like so. This has worked out perfectly, I think. So, let's see here. Do I even need to Doomscar now? I can attack in with the Ascendant Spirit. Alright, we'll attack with that. Makes sense. And I guess Foretell again. End turn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, they had the mana to replay Liesa, so I've got my game plan here though. So if we do this and pay 1, can't kill, but I can do this. No, we take that. We take the 4. Oh, I could have blocked and then phased out Vega and Liesa. That would have done it. Alright, end of turn. Well, Depart from the Realm is good as well. So, let's see here. What do we attack with? We attack with you. We attack with you. Oh, actually, this may have been a mistake. I need to depart the realm. You don't attack. Keep you on the ground. Actually, I can attack with you because I can enable Ghast. Yeah, I'll do that. And then if they block with the Awoken Demon, I enable Ghast so that I gain the life. And nothing dies. You get -2, -0. Foretell this, I then can't play the Cosmos Charger, but it does draw me a card, and if I don't have to use it, okay, yeah, I think it's fair. All right. Yes, I left down my Guardian of Faith. So, alright, that dies. I should have bounced Liesa there so it didn't get exiled. It's fine, I can't target my stuff in the graveyard anyway. I want them to invest as much to this board as possible. Okay. Draw a card, get an Ominous Roost. Terraria Disruption could be nice. However, here comes... Alright, full control. Hold on, let's attack first. So we attack with you, we attack with you. Okay, full control. Doomscar. Autopay. That's fine. Resolve that. Nice, got something else I can play. Guardian of Faith. Clarion Spirit. Resolve. 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 Resolve all. Now I have a Fading Hope to bounce a thing, and I get a full board when it comes back. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have a Lord. So I have lethal. If that's their turn, get back to your hand. Alright. Patrician's Geist. All attack. There we go. I was waiting so long to set up that 2-card setup for the one-sided board wipe, and it paid off. Alright, and that was the deck in action. So, a few things at first. I think the deck is alright. I definitely think that there is room for improvement. I think the addition of the Alrund's Epiphany, probably some removal of some of the things that are a little less synergistic, like Hallowed Respite. Yes, I can flash it back, but I don't think outside of it being a flashback card, it adds too much value. Maybe with Shepherd of the Cosmos, there's some value there to return something else, but it's not the most powerful card, and I think this deck needs a little bit more removal, a little bit more board control, just so that we're able to keep pushing through. There was a lot of situations where we stalled out since our creatures just aren't big enough. We can't race as effectively. And the other thing, I think, is a lot of it probably was a lot more winnable had I played it better. I do feel that like this in particular is a deck that has so many lines of play between Foretell and Disturb and Flashback that it got a little bit overwhelming having not played through the standard environments and getting quite as good a grip with the cards from the previous sets as I would have having played through there. There's also the possibility for a 3-drop mana accelerator, just so that we're able to then more reliably play it, because I think that's the other part of the issue is, sure, a lot of our stuff is cheap, and a lot of our expensive stuff becomes cheaper by foretelling, but there weren't many cases where we could foretell, play a card, and hold up a card, and a little bit more mana could potentially go a long way in doing that, especially since I think I only on a couple of occasions played something for its disturb cost, and most of those were just straight up milled. So I think it could do some work. I definitely will. If you have an interest in making this deck in any capacity, and you've got the Epiphany, stick the Epiphany in. I'd even say that it's probably worth crafting. Just I should have crafted it for this, but that's just me being a bit cheap with my wildcards, not wanting to over-invest into it. But yeah, and hopefully, once again, spirits being a tribe that are generally quite common, and also are native to Innistrad, we should hopefully be seeing more of them in the following set, and with any luck, that will also massively help the deck as well. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. I hope to see you next time.